So hello everyone, welcome to another video on machine learning. In this video you can see I am in a entirely different location. I am in Guwahati. It is because of Durga Puja, so wishing you a happy Durga Puja well in advance. I hope this year instead of killing Mahishasur, Mother Durga will be preoccupied trying to kill coronavirus. Having said that, I have come home because of Durga Puja. All of my friends, none of them are in Jorhat. But I have friends in Nagaon and I have friends in Hivahagar. So, say I have a garden in my home at Jorhat and I want to predict what is the rainfall that is going to be there in Jorhat today. Say I already told you there is nobody that I can call in Jorhat, but I can call my friends in Nagaon and I can call my friends in Hivahagar, and they will give me, say, in millimeter what is the amount of rain that was there in Jorhat, in Nagaon and Hivahagar, and I will be using that to predict the rain that might have occurred in Jorhat, right? So how am I going to do that? So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to download the data that I need. Right? So this is the Open Government Data Platform, a Digital India initiative, and I have a data set in here that is made available by Indian Meteorological Department, Ministry of Earth Science. This has the data of district level, average monthly rainfall from 1951 to 2000. Okay, so let us go ahead and look at this data. Here I can see that for each state and union territory and for each district, I have this average data for each month of the year, right? So I have that for each district in Assam as well. Okay, and from this data I am going to extract the data that I need. So this is the data that actually matters to me. What I have here is the average rainfall in millimeter for Nagaon, Hivahagar and Jorhat for each of these months. Right? For example, it says that when there was 12 mm rainfall in Nagaon and 20.1 mm rainfall in Hivahagar, there was 22.2 mm rainfall in Jorhat. This is the average of the month of January. Similarly, for February, I have 22.5 mm rainfall in Nagaon, 33.2 in Hivahagar and 36.7 mm rainfall in Jorhat. Right, I have this data for all of the months. This is average data from 1951 to 2000. Now I am going to use this data in order to make the prediction. Given this rainfall in Nagaon and Hivahagar, I want to create some model that will give me the rainfall in Jorhat. Next, let us do one thing. Let us plot all of these points that are there in our data set in 3D environment, right? In a 3D space. So these three axes that you see on your screen defines the 3D environment, right? The 3D space. The red axis corresponds to Nagaon's data. The green axis corresponds to Hivahagar's data, and the blue axis that is perpendicular to this red and green, this corresponds to Jorhat's data. Alright. Now, in this 3D space, let us plot all the points that are there in our data set. Right? So, this is the first point corresponding to January. Next, we have February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. These are all my 12 points corresponding to the 12 rows in my data set. Now I can make an observation. Yes, there is some correlation between the three axes in my data set, right? So yeah, that makes sense. If there is rainfall in Nagaon and Hivahagar, there should be rainfall in Jorhat, which comes between these two districts. So these are the 12 points in my data set, right? Given by these 12 blue points in my 3D space. Now I am going to use this information, this training point, these 12 blue points in my 3D space in order to make a prediction. Alright. So in order to do this prediction, I am going to use planes. So let us go ahead and draw a plane. Okay, this is a plane that I have drawn. Do you think it is a good plane that defines my data? Right. So in my data is coming in one direction. The plane does not exactly define what I have, right? The plane moves in some other direction, right? So this, is it a good plane to define my data, or is it a bad plane, right? So this notion of good and bad really depends on comparing it with something else, right? So let us have another plane, and this is the yellow plane. So you can see the yellow plane is even worse, okay, compared to the this green or whatever, the first plane that I have. Compared to that, the yellow plane is even worse, and compared to the yellow plane, I would say that the first plane, this green plane, is a bit better. Alright. Now, is this all that we can do? Now there are an infinite number of planes that we can draw in a 3D space, right? So let us try with one more plane. Okay. Now we have this blue plane, and I think the blue plane is quite better than the previous two planes, right? The blue plane, at least unlike the other two planes, the blue plane moves in the direction similar to that of my points in my data set, my training points. So this is what I have. The blue plane, yes, visually you can see the blue plane is better. Alright, so let us remove the other two planes right now, and let's go ahead and talk about this blue plane. Okay. So is it a base plane? That is the question. Now you can see all of these planes, all of these points, sorry, not a plane. All of these points are kind of above my blue plane, right? So blue plane is there, all of my points are above the blue plane. Now it is not the best plane that I can find. Now say there is some magician that comes in and tells me the parameters of the base plane. Okay, so what are the parameters that the base plane is going to have? There are three parameters that defines any plane, right? So there is going to be the two slopes, one slope relative to this Nogao axis, another slope relative to Hibohagar axis, and then this Jorhat intercept, right? So one intercept and two slopes. These are the three parameters that I need in order to define a plane. Okay. So let's say there is this magician and he comes in and gives me the three parameters of the base plane, right? So using the magician's parameter, I am going to draw the base plane. Okay. Now compare this red plane, the base plane, to the blue plane. The blue plane, I say, was better than the green plane and the yellow plane. So green and yellow, let us forget about them, and let us think about this blue plane. So all the points in my data sets are above the blue planes, right? But then the red plane, look at this. Okay, this red plane passes through this point while giving us some notion of minimum error. Okay, so it fits our plane, all our points, the base that it can. Okay, so there is some notion of error, and the red plane minimizes that error. Okay, now there is going to be no plane, there is no plane that can fit all of our data perfectly. So all of our data points do not lie on a plane, and therefore we cannot find a perfectly fitting plane, right? So the red plane is the base that we can do. This is given to us by our magician. Okay, so let us work with the red plane. Okay, this is the based plane using some notion of a base. Okay, I am going to use this red plane now in order to make a prediction. Okay, what is going to be the rainfall, predicted rainfall in Jorhat when I have a rainfall of 200 mm in Nogao and 150 mm in Hibohagar. So to find that, what I am going to do is I am going to come up to 150 in my Nagaon axis, and I am going to draw a line, alright, parallel to this Hibohagar axis. So I have this line. Similarly, I am going to go to 150 in Hibohagar axis, and I am going to draw a line parallel to Nagaon axis. Alright, so Nagaon 200, Hibohagar 150, and these are the two lines corresponding to these two data. Alright, now next what I am going to do is I am going to find the intersection of these 2 points. Alright, so the yellow point that you see on my XY floor, okay, my XY plane, that is my ground, is the intersecting point of these 2 lines. Alright, so this is what I have. From this intersection point, I am going to draw a perpendicular line. So this perpendicular line, perpendicular to the floor, okay, meets the plane, my base plane, at some point, right? So let us find where this line, perpendicular line, intersects my plane. So this is where it does. Okay. Next, what I am going to do is from this intersection point, alright, I am going to draw a line parallel to my floor, parallel to my Hibohagar Nagaon plane up to the Jorhat axis. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, this is what I have. Now in my Jorhat axis, this line that is parallel to my floor and comes from this intersection point up to my Jorhat axis, this line meets the Jorhat axis at 202.26 or 202.27, somewhere around there. So that point, okay, let us find that point, and yeah, this is the point. This is what my prediction is going to be. This is going to be my predicted output, right? So that is what we have done. We have used the plane, the base plane that the magician gave us, and then using this base plane we have predicted what is going to be the rainfall in Jorhat when I have a rainfall of 150 mm in Nagaon and 200 mm in Hibohagar, right? Or 200 mm in Nagaon, 150 mm in Hibohagar, something like that. I forgot, let's see. Yeah, 150 mm in Hibohagar and 200 mm in Nagaon, that is the point. And at that point I had a predicted output of 202.26 mm rainfall in Jorhat. Alright. So this is how we use multiple linear regression in order to make prediction using this plane. Now how did we get this plane? How did we get this base plane? We got this base plane because some magician came and gave us to us, right? So in the remaining of this lecture, we are going to go ahead and learn the magic of this magician, also known as mathematics. Okay.